We go to the range to practice with live fire to validate the skills that we practice at home with dry fire. The reason we do that is because if you're carrying concealed, you intend to have to use this in a worst case scenario in the real world, in real life. The range is an artificial environment that we use to train and practice in. And so is dry fire practice at home, but it gives you the opportunity to get the repetitions in, to start building in that memory, so that if you ever had to deploy your firearm, you can spend your time thinking about the problem at hand rather than trying to figure out the manipulations on your gun. First and foremost with dry fire practice, make sure you have a clear and downloaded firearm, clear magazine, clear pistol. Make sure all of your ammunition is stored in a separate room under lock and key as you would normally. Load and make ready in a safe direction just as you would at the range. Holster slowly. There's no reason to speed your way into the holster, and look your way into the holster. Identify a point on the wall. You may or may not want to print out a target or have a target that you can tape up to the wall to practice with, or you could just use what's in your environment. But pick a spot on the wall that you're going to use as your target or your threat, and we'll start there. Identify, clear your cover garment, establish a firm one-handed grip on the pistol. The grip you come out of the holster with is the grip you live with. There's no re-evaluating your grip out at the point. Draw hider attention, clean presentation out to the point, establish that sight picture and sight alignment, slow, steady press of the trigger. This is where we work on those trigger control skills. There's no need to rush through this. Practice that smooth action. Release to reset, straight trigger finger. And here's where we start to build in some situational awareness. My job isn't done now. I have to complete the sequence. If this was a real shoot engagement, I would have to follow that threat to the ground. I need to make sure, one, that I maintain positive control over both my handgun as well as the threat itself. If they're no longer presenting danger to me or my loved ones, I have the opportunity to take a deep breath, because in all likelihood, you've held your breath throughout all of this in this high stress moment. So build that breathing into your training. This is now where I've compressed the gun into my chest into compressed ready. There are a couple different forms that this can look like. It can look like this. I prefer to come in at an angle with my elbows in. It allows me to have more positive control over the gun and keep a tighter profile. It's harder for someone to take the pistol away from you at this point. If you're alone, not only am I still pointing the pistol in a safe direction or at the threat, maintaining control over that threat, but I also am able to, again, breathe and break my head off the threat, take my mind away from the gun and start paying attention to what's happening around me. If I'm home, where are my kids? I actually have to look around. And as I'm doing that, you'll notice the gun is still staying in a safe direction. Same thing at the range. I'm not going to be flagging everyone around me by looking around to see who's there. I can still move my head, get my awareness up. Where's my kids? Where's my spouse? Where's the dog? If you're out in the real world, did anyone see? Are there any witnesses? Are there any first responders? Who can I get for help? So you're gonna need help in this situation. You wanna know who's around you. Break your mind off the gun. Start paying attention to the bigger problem to solve now. It's worth practicing. Reholster slow. Even in the real world, there's no need to rush back into the holster. Your problem is solved. The threat is gone. Take a deep breath. Clear my cover garment, look at my holster, and slowly and safely reholster. You're going to be doing dry fire repetitions. This is where you reset, correct your stance, think through the last iteration, what felt weak, what felt strong, and how am I going to do that on my next practice round.